I was born and raised in California, and from a long line of Californians. And I went to the University of California, and in my third year I had the opportunity to go to Germany on a scholarship and an exchange for a year, where I met my future husband. I came home and I graduated, and I worked for a year with children and drug addicts who were trying to do their GED. And then I went to Germany and I taught social studies for 4 years at an all-girls school in Hanover, Germany, where my future husband was living. And then we eventually got married, and he was then posted to Paris. So we spent 8 years in Paris, and then we returned to Germany, and he was offered a professorship here at UBC. So we came here, and somebody said to me, well, you know, St. George's is right around the corner. So I came over and I put in my application, and I was hired the next day. So in the very first years I was teaching French and German and some social studies, and eventually I have been working with counseling ever since. I think some of my happiest memories are probably grade 8 camp, because I love camping, and it's always a wonderful start to the year with grade 8s, and I've experienced some wonderful adventures, going down to Camp Furwood in the States, and then Elphinstone and Loon Lake, the UBC camp. Getting out the overnight camping experience is magical. We've just had so much fun, and it's so much fun with the colleagues that go with you. You get to know them better, and you obviously get to know your charges, your students better. The second area that was always a lot of fun for me was the theater, because in the beginning myself and Paula Masterson, who was a parent but also then became our school nurse here for years, we were doing everything. We were doing costuming, we were doing hair, we were doing makeup, we were doing everything. And we had a little tiny broom closet that we were working out of. And it was so much fun working with the students, and so much fun going through that journey of absolutely an impossible situation to a very finished and very exciting product. And to go through that with students, and to do that, and my colleagues, to do that time and time again, that was always very, very happy for me. We are partly going to live in Europe, and we're partly going to live here. In Germany, I have some very good old friends who have run a program for refugee mothers. And as soon as they heard that we were partly coming back, they said, oh, you'll have to join us, because the one segment of all these millions, in the meantime, refugees that have come, are the mothers. And when you have a mother who's not speaking the local language, she's very isolated and she's very handicapped. So I will be teaching German to Syrian mothers. I think it will be my colleagues, certainly, and it will certainly be some of my students who very often have a difficult journey. And in this office, I have the privilege of hearing these stories from people, and I have often taken these stories to heart and thought, I've learned so much from the way that student did this, and from the way he was able to conquer a very difficult and very unhappy situation.